Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Seymour Duncan HYPERSWITCH. So let me start off by saying Seymour Duncan did provide me with the HYPERSWITCH and this set of pickups here, but all the thoughts and opinions are my own. So the HYPERSWITCH, in my opinion, is a groundbreaking piece of technology. It allows you to have every variation of pickup combination, splitting coils, more than you could ever do unless you had maybe a pick guard full of dip switches or many toggle switches. But that is not practical at all, and this does it in this very intuitive app. The HYPERSWITCH is incredibly easy to install. You don't really even have to do any soldering if you're just dropping in a switch with existing pickups and pots. It does require a 9-volt battery, but that is something that on most guitars you can hide under the pick guard, or if you have a battery box like on my guitar on the back of the guitar, you can use that. Seymour Duncan also has a few very helpful and easy to follow instructional videos on how to download the app, how to install the HYPERSWITCH. I've got a video at the end just showing you how easy it was for me to install the HYPERSWITCH into this guitar. I built this whole pick guard kind of from scratch with new pots and the pickups that Seymour Duncan sent me, but even then it was just incredibly easy to install, really quick to set up through the app, and again, like I said, just incredibly intuitive. So let's walk through some of the features here on the app, and I'll show you just how versatile this piece of kit is. So once you follow along with their videos after you install the HYPERSWITCH, you go in and select what pickups you have. So you're going to go into setup, device settings, pickup settings, and then you can choose from various options here. I've got a Strat-sized humbucker. This is a Seymour Duncan Little 59 in the neck and middle, and then I've got a JB trim bucker in the bridge. So I've selected those, and you've got a few options in the device settings, how many tone knobs, a sleep timer, switch reverse, which is pretty cool. The standard way would be position 1 is the bridge, or traditionally is the bridge pickup, but it is the position closest to the bridge of the guitar, and position 5 being closest to the neck. But you can switch that if you want to think about it in a different way. If you've always thought position 1 is the neck pickup, this allows for that. Once we go back to the home page here, you can see just how many options there are. So let's just walk through. For the neck pickup, it's because it is a humbucker, we've got every kind of feature available because we've got 2 full coils on the outside here. So let's start off with the neck pickup in full humbucking mode. We can choose just the north coil. Just the south coil. Okay, and if we go back to full humbucking mode. And then on the right-hand side, we've got standard. So this is the standard direction of the humbucker. We have reverse direction of the humbucker. We've got reverse parallel. And then we also have phase reverse parallel. And then we can also turn the pickup off. Now this comes in handy if you want to use it as something of a kill switch. Okay, there's going to be nothing coming through the pickups there. Now that's a lot of options just for one pickup. but some of those don't seem to make much of a difference when you're just playing the pickup on its own. But once you introduce another pickup alongside it, so we're going to go to position 4 here, which in stock mode is going to be set up standard, so it's going to be neck pickup and the middle pickup. So now let's start exploring some of these sounds with the middle pickup in standard full humbucking mode, and we're going to go through the same options with the neck pickup. So we've got full humbucking for the neck pickup with the middle pickup now. So now let's go to reverse on the neck pickup. Okay, and then we've got reverse polarity. Okay, now we've got phase reverse parallel. So now you've got all these variations of these coil arrangements with two pickups, and the way that they interact is going to be totally different. Now we can do the same thing if we leave the neck pickup in full humbucking mode and go through the same things on the middle pickup. Now we've got all these variations, and that was keeping everything in standard humbucking mode. Now we can do something to give it a little more traditional Strat-like sounds. Okay, so we've got the north coil of the neck pickup, south coil of the middle pickup. But let's do the reverse of that, and it's slightly different. So you see how many variations you can get here. That's just not possible with anything else out there except the HYPERSWITCH. Now here's where it gets really, really cool. We could now introduce the bridge pickup. Now the 5 positions there at the bottom do represent what position the actual switch is going to be in. So I just went to the bridge pickup, and we've got the bridge pickup in standard humbucking mode. Okay, and then we can go just the south coil. Just the north coil. Back to full humbucking mode. But let's say we want to introduce the neck pickup. So here's a position that you can't normally get on a standard Strat with a standard 5-way blade. Let's say that that's a little muffly. We can change that to just one coil of the neck pickup. This adds a little bit of air. Again, we can keep it in full humbucking, and we can go phase reverse parallel. Okay, and then we've got these crazy combinations. The other cool thing is we can get more of a, let's say, Telecaster set up with the north coil of the neck pickup, south coil of the bridge pickup. So that's a position, again, that you can't normally access unless you have kind of an infinite number of toggle switches that allow you to access all these variations of the coil placement, polarity, and direction. Like I said, you can add all three pickups. So if we go full on all of these, we've got all three humbuckers working together here. Let's say we want to take that to just all of the south coils. Having this at your fingertips is unbelievable. There is absolutely zero latency switching between the preset positions. If you find a sound that you love, let's say we want to save this to position 1, all you have to do is click save. It says save to switch. So we go to the neck pickup and humbucker. So we just went from position 5 to position 1. Now, you can see there's one other thing that I haven't talked about yet, which is where we have this tone control. So you can set, let's go back to the neck pickup. So we've got the neck pickup on tone control 1, as it normally would be. If we tap the tone control again, what we're doing is we're adding a 0.27 capacitor. And so that's going to change the roll-off. We can also take the tone control out of the circuit. Bring it back in to standard. Add in the extra capacitor. It allows you to do really cool things. If we want to go back to the bridge pickup, and we're going to make position 1 just the bridge pickup. We're going to make it full and just no tone control, straight to output. Save that. And let's say we want to take position 2 and have the same thing but just with the tone control active. We're going to do that. So now position 2 is just the bridge pickup with the tone control all the way up. Now I'm going to roll that back a little bit. Okay, so it kind of darkens it up, makes it more of a rhythm thing. Okay, and then all I have to do is go to position 1. Now we've got no tone control in the circuit. So it's kind of like an instant boost. Another thing we can do if we go back to position 2 is we can save that with no pickups on. So now we've got a built-in kill switch. You can also make any pickup combination saved to any position on the switch. That's where, again, this is unbelievably versatile. And then you can save the entire preset, so the bank of 5, and you can save that and name it. That way you can access it. Now, the practical question to ask, which of course Seymour Duncan thought of, which is, what if I don't have my iPad? What if my phone died and there's not a way to access the app? As soon as you log out of the app, as soon as you close the app, as soon as it times out the Bluetooth connection, that is saved forever. Whatever it was previously on, so whatever wild positions you have saved in each of the 5 positions on the switch, that's going to work infinitely. So it doesn't require being connected to the app to work or to function. That allows you to be able to take this and rely on it on stage or in the studio and know that you're going to get exactly the way you left it. And then if you want to change things, all you have to do is open up the app and try out a bunch of different combinations and see what's going to work for you, for whatever music you're working on or whatever tones you're trying to explore. Some of my favorite positions are adding 2 of the humbuckers and one of them in the phase reverse parallel setting. It adds just an instant charm and character to the sound. You've got like a chiminess, a lot of air in there. That's something that in my mind can really fit into a mix and fill out a mix without being too big. This is going to add some chiminess on the top. Especially if you're doing some of the chicken picking things. So I'm going to take this off here. You got real honky tone there. Let's go to just the north coil. The fact that you can install the HYPERSWITCH into your guitar in a matter of minutes and have every combination of coil direction, polarity, and access all these variations of the pickups that are already in your guitar is unbelievable. In this next clip, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to install the HYPERSWITCH, and this was my experience taking it out of the box to installing it into this guitar.
Alright, so I wanted to kind of do this for the first time on camera and show you guys how simple this is going to be. So I stripped everything off of this pick guard that I previously had on there, and we're going to be installing the HYPERSWITCH and the little 59 for the neck and middle positions, and then a JB for the bridge. But because I am an idiot sometimes and I didn't get Seymour Duncan to send me an F-spaced pickup, I went out and got a JB that is F-spaced. So still going to be a JB humbucker, but it is the trimbucker model, since this is going into just a standard Mexican Strat that's about as old as I am. So I'm going to go ahead and install the pots and the pickups and the switch, and then we'll kind of pick up from there. Alright, so I've put the pots on and installed the pickups. Everything's just loose right now. And so I'm going to just kind of do this, with you guys for the first time and pull out the HYPERSWITCH. So this is a pretty, let's see if I can get some shots of this. So it kind of shows you here, you've got bridge, middle, and neck. And you've even got your little screwdriver here. And what that's going to do is you're going to be able to turn, these are little screw heads, and where you install the wires into this. And let's look at the kind of wiring info, which this is not. So here's the QR code for the HYPERSWITCH, and so we're going to go ahead and do that here. And amazingly, they have a video manual. So of course you can go and view this yourself on SeymourDuncan.com. So it's incredibly simple to be able to install the HYPERSWITCH. You will have to have a battery, but essentially it is a plug and play system, very much so. So you've got your battery here, and you've got your volume, ground, tone 1 and tone 2, and then all of your pickups just go in here, and it's all screw down. So there really isn't any soldering involved, which makes it very accessible. And so it fits into a standard Strat terminal here. So let's get this installed, and we're going to put each pin in. All right, so I have this all wired up here, and I left the neck pickup loose, and what I was going to show you, as you can see, it's color coded here. So you have the bare wire, the green wire, the red and white are twisted together, and then the black. And it's the same order for the bridge, middle, and neck. And I was just going to show you how simple this is. And so you want to get your wires and just twist them. Again, there's, if you already have your Strat set up with your volume and 2 tones, and let's say you got the HYPERSWITCH and some brand new Seymour Duncan pickups, all you're going to do is twist these wires together. So we're going to twist the red and the white together, and the green on its own, black on its own. You want to get them nice and taut. You don't want fraying on the ends. That's the main thing. So you want these to be pretty straight. And all you're going to do, so we're going to start with the bare wire. I like to do 2 at a time here. So the bare wire and green wire, and you're just going to loosen this cavity here. So I've done the bare wire, I'm doing the green now, and you'll see this is going to move back and open up a little window there, just like that. And then all we're going to do is insert these, and we're going to clamp it down. And I'm getting them, hand tight, and I'm just kind of tugging on them pretty gently. But after I insert them in, just to make sure that I've got it seated in there. It's pretty hard to mess up though. And again, just a gentle tug. And that's it. So now we're going to install the battery, follow through with the rest of the recommended installation process. It's essentially just putting the battery, plugging it up, and downloading the app. And you're going to go through a few different positions just for it to recognize it, and then you're ready to go. So we're going to proceed with installing this pick guard into the strap body.
All right, so we have the pick guard finished here. Take off my reminder to install a treble bleed, because typically a treble bleed fan, I feel like with this guitar, to kind of get the most out of the HYPERSWITCH, I was going to throw a treble bleed in there. So if you have a pick guard for a Strat, or even if it's not on a pick guard, if you have your pots and pickups already and all you're doing is swapping out your standard 5-way switch to the HYPERSWITCH, there is no soldering involved. Like I said, getting in right here, you can see that's where the battery is going to go in these terminals right here, and the pickups go in the terminals on the top. It is super quick, super easy, and it's easy to get it really clean looking. So that's what we have here. I'm going to finish up installing this again, because these are all new pickups, new pots, kind of from scratch here. I've got the battery and the input jack, and then the ground to the tremolo. So I'm going to solder those and get the neck back on, and then we can start getting this guitar set up and listening to some of the tones. Thanks so much for checking out this video demoing the HYPERSWITCH by Seymour Duncan. This is truly an incredible piece of gear, and I'm so thankful to Seymour Duncan, not only for providing me with these pickups and the HYPERSWITCH, but for bringing this product to the market. Being able to access this many variations of the pickups that are already in your guitar, and to be able to do it DIY on your own. They've made it incredibly easy to install, very intuitive to use through the app, and I'm really excited for the really cool combinations that I see you using the HYPERSWITCH with, and the exciting combinations that I'm going to be using in my music production, my daily job and routine. Adding this to the workflow is going to be really seamless. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, I please ask that you like this video, subscribe to this new channel, share it with others who enjoy gear and new innovations on the market. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite unique position was of the HYPERSWITCH, and the ways that you might use a product like this in your guitar to expand the versatility of the instrument that you have with the pickups that you have in your guitar. The link to the HYPERSWITCH is down in the description, as well as the pickups that I used in this demo. Until next time, I've been Colin.